We just saw Blackhat, and on this show I take my friends, we go see a movie, we review it in the car, and then we have a discussion. The review part is spoiler-free, so if you're on the fence or looking for a recommendation, you can watch that part without getting spoiled and then go check out the movie. After that point ends, we will get into the discussion, and that will get into spoilers. So before that happens, we'll give you a warning, and that way if you've already seen the movie and just want to know everything that we thought, you can hear that too. Blackhat is a crime thriller, technology hacking thriller from Michael Mann. It stars Chris Hemsworth, and he is a hacker that they bring out of prison because he was part of a group that created part of a piece of code that's being used to rip off banks and cause disasters and things like that, and they think that he'll be able to help them figure it out faster if he's working with them. Kind of like Aaron, when I first saw the trailers and things for this, I was a little bit worried with the casting of Chris Hemsworth in the part, just because he's not what you would expect a hacker to look like, which is probably unfair on my part, but as it turns out, in the movie, he's very, very good. His performance is good. It's not a performance I actually expected from him. He's very low-key. He's kind of... There's a bit of a darkness to him, a bit of a brooding side to him, and he's basically hardened by prison, I guess is the right way to look at it. As opposed to like Thor, who's, always heroic, always does the right thing. This character is much more, get away with whatever I can. Still a good, still the hero of the movie, but does some shady things. And as a movie, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a really decent thriller. There were some really great, shocking moments that you don't expect from the movie. There's several really great action sequences, action set pieces, a couple of great gunfights. It has the kind of trademark thing that Mann does where his movies kind of have this, they feel a bit real compared to like a Hollywood movie, in that they don't end exactly the way you expect them to end. They don't have, there's not like, the team that is untouchable all the way through the movie. There's there's twists and turns that you don't see coming, and anything's game, and anybody, can be gotten to. Anybody's a target at any given point. So I would recommend it. I think if you're a fan of, the suspense genre, if you're a fan of that kind of a thriller, or something, it's a little bit less action oriented than something like Mission Impossible, but it has some of the similar feel of globetrotting, trying to figure out what the next piece of the mystery is and solve it. So I would recommend it. What'd you guys think?
I really enjoyed it, and one of the main reasons was, as you said while we were walking out here, you didn't have to shut off your brain.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there were some things that you were like, not really, no.
Yeah.
But then everything else was kind of like, yeah, I could see that. There were a couple things I didn't like about it. The performances surprised me. They really shocked me. I had no faith that Hemsworth had any acting talent whatsoever.
He's been fine in other things. I don't know why.
And he did a very good job. Man. There we go. But yeah, it was exciting. It had the requisite Michael Mann violence. Always good shootouts.
Cool.
It was good.
What'd you think?
Yeah, it was definitely worth a watch. I liked the some of the cinematography was really interesting, and other parts were like they went off of 24 frames per second and started shooting in 60 or 48 or something, which gave it a bit of a TV vibe at parts. But overall, I liked it. I felt weird because like Michael Mann's a great director, but I felt like breaking this film down scene by scene, there were some really great scenes and some really terribly directed scenes, especially one towards the end. It was just like, what? But overall, it's worth a watch, even though I would say like maybe in the third act, it kind of gets a bit muddled and kind of a little bit collapses under its own weight. But overall, though, it's good, and it was definitely exciting and suspenseful at times.
Yeah, it couldn't have been like another 10 minutes long. Like, I think it would have just... There wasn't any more to tell.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it really... That was the end.
It wrapped up nicely.
I thought it was a bit overly long. Like, some scenes took forever.
But that... I mean, watch any Michael Mann film. And
That's his
you
flow.
know, I just watched Thief earlier this afternoon, and like... You know, that's a great movie, but man, there are some slow sections in that. Anyway, that is our review. If that sounds like a good movie for you to watch, go and check it out. Don't let us spoil anything, because we're going to get into the part where we start talking about spoilers and discussing things. And yeah, as far as things go, just to get it out of the way, like Chris Hemsworth made me a little bit nervous. I have seen him in things that I've liked before. I just wasn't sure how much they were going to play the... You know, he's a super hacker that happens to be really good looking, or if they were going to play the thing of he's just Mr. Charming and, oh yeah, he can do whatever he wants whenever he touches a computer. And he wasn't like that. He wasn't Mr. Charming. He was serious, you know, I'm trying to do this, and his motivations were always clear. The technology aspect of it was another thing that I was worried about, and that's something that, especially as computer literate as society is now, it's hard to make a movie about hacking and get it right. It's hard to make a movie about cyber terrorism or whatever you want to call it and get it right and not have things either dumbed down or just, you know, completely made up technology that doesn't exist that, you know, you see show up in television shows all the time. People able to do like facial recognition off of every cell phone in the world.
Need I bring
Dark Knight.
hackers?
Hackers. Oh yeah, hackers. Angelina Jolie, and yeah, also the beautiful people that can use. Yeah, and those computers weren't those computers weren't exciting when that movie came out. But yeah, I thought it was really well done. One thing I did want to ask you guys about, and this usually bothers me in movies, but it wasn't so bad in this one. There were a couple of scenes where they were doing like handheld running through the streets. Like, it wasn't like shaky cam per se, but it was like handheld POV kind of stuff. That seemed like a little bit more stable and less. I think because Mann does like longer edits compared to like something like Taken 3, which is just garbage anyway. But when you have
all the quick cuts,
yeah, when you have like 4 edits a second versus you've got like a while to focus on. You know, you have like a 5-second take of the shake to
you're not being
focus on what's
bombarded
happening
with different images,
right? Yeah, your brain's not trying to put together what's happening. You know what's happening. You're just watching it in a different... You're watching it shake on screen instead of watching it steady.
What? Yeah, I haven't seen that style in a while, but I guess it kind of works to, you know, give you a little bit of tension feeling or whatever, even though it felt a little bit forced.
Yeah.
Like even walking into the restaurant part where they didn't know anything was, like it was a setup like it was. So
well, like 7 was the first time I ever really saw it used.
Right.
And there I thought it was a little extreme. Like it gave you like motion sickness because it moved around so much.
Yeah, this was kind of sparing.
It was I've seen it a lot in war movies. War movies use it to raise tension, like an explosion will happen, but you'll be focused on them and the camera will be shaking. I felt that way, especially in the scene where they lose contact with the people who the surveillance detail.
Yeah.
And they're running to go search for them. That scene was probably the closest it got to making me feel uneasy because of it.
Yeah. I also loved the person behind us who would like groan at certain things. And it was mostly like, oh no, like I can't believe that happened. It was really funny. The first time was when the brother caught the sister in
bed together.
In bed together with
Oh, no.
Chris Hemsworth. Oh. And then she did it again when
The car blew up.
He got out of the car.
she did it when the car blew up, and then she did it again when they shot the female FBI agent.
Mm-hmm. Who I thought she was going to come back later in the movie. Like it would be, the way they faded her out. I thought she was going to come back.
I thought it was an interesting choice that she had lost her husband in 9/11 to have her last images be of a tower in the distance.
Yeah.
Oh, I never even thought of that. It was
Her the rapid fire. I knew as soon as they started walking back towards that car, I knew it was going to blow up. Mm-hmm. So I saw that one coming. The explosion was way more. It was way bigger than I expected it to be. Like they really shook it. And then, like within that same scene, because the guys come in and attack him. Within that same scene, the other two FBI people or the American authority guys get killed. And I just thought that was like, to me, that was the most shocking thing that happened in the whole movie. It was like they killed 3 of the main characters off in one scene, just super fast like that.
See, that's kind of Michael Mann's style. Like nobody makes it out.
Yeah, yeah.
No,
and I'm surprised that Chris Hemsworth and the girl make it out at the end.
I was shocked.
Like they turn into, it's like the end of The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. Like. Now they have all them. Like she ends
thanks
up
for spoiling that for me. I haven't seen that.
Yes, you have.
I have not.
Well,
there you go.
But this is the spoiler section, even for me.
Well, the Chinese girl and Chris Hemsworth end up with all the money at the end
Yeah.
of Dragon Tattoo.
Ah, okay.
So, consider yourself spoiled.
It was a solid movie. I would definitely suggest people watch it.
Yeah.
I don't know necessarily that this one I'd say go to your theater and watch it.
Yeah, it's not like a standout, is it? Like the gun battles you're talking about. Like that's good. That's the typical Michael Mann kind of thing. I mean, it's essentially he keeps redoing the gunfight from Heat, which is awesome. But like the slow, really loud guns, and kind of apparently the crowd has no idea people are with guns.
I enjoyed seeing it in the theater, and it was. I think it's one that is going to be. I mean, it's opening here the same weekend as American Sniper, and American Sniper is just destroying it, at least at our screen. There were huge lines for the IMAX, both showings for that here, and we had probably maybe 15 people for Blackhat. We were at the later showing. I think there was like an 8 o'clock or something too, but I would say go and see it in the theater if you can. The only movies that I usually, think are great and then say don't bother is ones that aren't either they aren't that visually interesting or they're so long that you kind of want the pause button to, do what you got to do. But I'm glad I saw this one in the theater. I think I would have missed some things if I'd seen it at home. But that's just me. So anyway,
Some good scenes.
Blackhat, it was decent. Go check it out if you get the chance, and hopefully we didn't spoil things for you. Hopefully you jumped out before that happened. If you like the way we do these reviews, please like the video, subscribe, and check out all the written and video reviews we do on DaleMaxfield.com. Thanks for watching.